all, my name is Rhonda Cimorelli, and I am an NLP practitioner as well as an accredited transformational coach. But most importantly, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a grandmother, and a businesswoman. My business is called A Balanced Life for You, and it's all about designing a life that you love without guilt and without the regret. So my business, A Balanced Life for You, is growing into a personal empowerment coaching and training company specifically designed for women entrepreneurs. And if you want to get even more specific, mompreneurs. That is the group of women that I have a true passion to help to empower them and to equip them so that they have the tools necessary to live a well-balanced, organized life with self-confidence, self-esteem, understand the self-value so that it ripples into their family. That's really my true passion, so that I can have an impact on this generation and the upcoming generation. It goes back, believe it or not, 30 years ago. Well, actually 29 years ago this month. And as a very young mother, I had two children at the time, I think it was a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, something like that. I don't even know. But I was introduced to the world of direct sales. And I quickly added baby number 3, and I learned how to juggle life and family, and it wasn't always easy with a small family. But fast forward, 25 years experience in that world, and I moved up the career path, and I went from a very inexperienced, low confidence, no self-esteem young woman to moving up the career path. And I did manage to make that path and grow my skills, so I was at the top 2% of that global company. So with that being said, as I'm at the top 2% and I'm working with a team of 30 and 40 women, teaching them business skills, communication, etc., I realized I needed to have better skills because I would see people in front of me and they were so capable of doing what they set out to do, but there was something that they couldn't see that was stopping them, these hidden obstacles. And I realized I wanted more than anything to get the skills to help them overcome those obstacles. So I actually enrolled myself in an accredited coaching program with an ICF. And it took me 6 months to get through this. About the time I was finishing up, a major life event happened, flipped my world upside down. And once I started to get back on my feet, I made a really rough decision. I resigned from that position. So I left my career, I left my title, I left my free vehicle, I left everything over there to do something that I truly had a passion for, which was to help women overcome those hidden obstacles. Because I really, again, believe that when I can have this impact on women and moms, it's going to just ripple down. And since then, I dove into personal development, all kinds of coaching and training, and it's so empowering. And I look back at my life, especially over the last 10 years even. I went from a woman at being 40 years old, the first time I ever took an airplane without my husband, without my best friend, and without my kids. Now, it's not that I've never traveled, but I always had somebody in tow with me, right? Either my husband, right, who was all lovey, my BFF in work, or my children. But 40 years old, I traveled all by myself, and I was like, whoa. I was actually scared. And I see how much I've grown. I went from around that time frame to not wanting to be heard on a conference call, a training call, right? Not video, just conference, because I was afraid somebody was going to hear me. And now, I love to speak in front of groups. I like to facilitate webinars. I love to facilitate Facebook page live groups because I see the empowerment that it has, and that is what my company wants to teach, personal empowerment skills for women entrepreneurs. I'm going to be honest, the most challenging thing is probably technology right now. And every day it's, I love to hate it and I hate to love it some days. Several things. One, to see a woman in front of me who has gone from massive chaos and frustration and overwhelm to having a life that she loves. That to me is so fulfilling. To see a woman who has been just, doing the all the time, to she's got it on. Like, she's got those skills to handle the stress, handle the changes, handle her business. Her relationship is so loving and fulfilling. The relationship with her kids, and of course now her business is thriving. That to me is so, that's probably one of the best parts, not to mention the opportunities that I continue to open up the doors for with expanding my reach. All right, so I have an event coming up very, very soon, and it's going to be just for the local women, businesswomen in Greenville. It is a pilot program, and the pilot program is going to be a taste of everything that I do. So you're going to be able to experience to get your hands on the tools to have organized chaos, right? How to balance your life, how to find that fulfillment and that real purpose. And it's going to end with a lovely day retreat on the Pungo River at a water house. So you'll have an option of a Saturday or a Sunday. Now, you'll be able to register for this event on my website, abalancedlifeforyou.com, and it's going to be, as I said, a pilot program, so I do need participants, but it will be limited, very limited number. And I'm just really super excited about it because to be a part of the pilot program, all I'm asking is for you to play at 100%. I'm going to be asking for feedback so I know what's working, what's not working, because I'm not a perfectionist, but I can't improve it if I don't know what's not working. And as a thank you, we're going to treat you to an event at the Waterhouse so you can truly unplug and get grounded. Well, it's interesting. I like Greenville because it's a city that moves, and there's so many opportunities to meet people. I love that there's all these little plazas around, and you have different shops, and they're not necessarily in an enclosed area in the mall. There's a hustle and bustle, but yet there's a calmness to it. I recently moved here not even a year ago, and this is the bigger city next to me, and of course there's other smaller cities. But I like Greenville. It's just kind of a fun city to be in, and I've met some very amazing women, well, people in general here. Oh, that's a really good question. And I think the best advice I could give you is to learn about your user's manual. We're all born, but we don't have a user's manual. And if you think about it, a young mother, she doesn't have to be young, but a brand new mom, right? We have a baby and we go, what do we do with this child? We have to learn along with the child, their likes, their dislikes, what they're good at, what they're not so good at. Same is true for us. We've been conditioned for so long through our childhood and young adulthood that we think and believe this is how we're supposed to act and behave. But oftentimes in the work that I do with working with women without guilt or regret is because they're not really working with their own unique user's manual. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense or not. But so the best advice I could give you for life success is to dive deep into you. Learn more about you, who you are, how you function, why you function. Understand how you got where you are today so that you can be better equipped to make better decisions. Because when we have a shift of perspective, we can make a different choice and better choices for our life. Some of the other things that I would also say are listen to trainings, read books. I actually got a couple books. I wrote a book, it's called Life Directions, 5 Steps for Living Life Without Guilt or Regret. It's really just a base book. It's a little bit about my journey, how I got here, and how I came up with the dream system. And the dream system is not your typical step 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, there's 5 steps, but most of them are in the D's. There are 5 steps. And the other letters represent principles that I truly believe are missing from life today. And when you can master them, you can truly have a life that you love. I also have a podcast show that is free. You can always listen to that. And I give little tidbits periodically based off of these principles. And I do interviews with other women who have had challenges. And their challenges have led them to having a bigger purpose other than just themselves. So they're very inspiring, and hopefully you can connect to one of those. So another way that you can really love that life that we were just talking about is locally. Why not join me at my ladies? I always go ladies first. It's a $10.99 ladies no cost meetup group right here in Greenville. And starting March 28th, we will be meeting on Thursdays. 12:30 to 1 is open networking. Grab yourself some lunch, take a little chill, just a moment. And our network group starts from 1 to 2. And you're going to be able to connect with other like-minded businesswomen like yourself. We're going to be doing some exercises on how to overcome some of those challenges and fears. We'll have speaker presenters so you can connect with other people and learn more skills, again, to empower yourself.